Raider Nation, things are getting real here. The debut of our prized rookie raised more questions than answers. The kid stepped on the field, felt the NFL speed, and started talking openly about the pressure of wearing the silver and black. But what caught everyone's attention was the veteran's vibe behind the scenes. There's chatter that the relationship between the two QBs isn't much of a mentorship. Quite the opposite, according to reports. Everyone is just watching their own back. How far is letting the rookie sink or swim pure genius, or just ice cold? If the heat gets turned up on the first stumble of the regular season, who's taking the fall? We're breaking down every single detail of this right now. The preseason officially kicked off at Allegiant Stadium with that 27-14 loss to the Arizona Cardinals, but the final score was the least of the Raider Nation's worries. The real game is happening behind the scenes, inside Klint Kubiak's head, and through that relentless battle between raw experience and the hope of a new era. According to reports, right after the final whistle, the coaching staff wasted no time marking their territory. Klint Kubiak went straight to the point when talking about the starting job. "It's his job to lose," said the head coach, referring to Kirk Cousins. The veteran rookie ran the first offensive series and already left his calling card by connecting on a sweet touchdown pass to tight end Michael Mayer. 5 completions on 6 attempts, showing that surgical coldness of a guy who's already seen it all in the league. But hold up, because this story is far from over, and that's not even the most concerning part for anyone wanting fresh blood on the field. Right after Cousins, Fernando Mendoza took over the offense, the #1 overall pick of the 2026 draft, and the kid didn't shy away. With a performance that got a lot of people hyped, the Heisman winner showed poise, spread the ball around to different targets like Jack Beck, Malik Benson, and Ian Thomas, and even threw his first touchdown in the silver and black to Jack Beck. Kubiak didn't miss it and publicly called the rookie an ascending player. But here comes the big elephant in the room nobody wants to say out loud. If the rookie is showing this much growth and hunger, why insist on holding down the starting job behind a veteran who just walked through the franchise doors? Is this a smart strategic move to shield the rookie from early pressure, or an overdose of caution that could choke the team's offensive potential right out of the gate? Word is the fan base is split. Half wants Cousins' experience to guarantee stability, while the other half already lost patience and wants the future of the franchise running the offense against the Miami Dolphins in Week 1. And with the next preseason test set against the terrifying Houston Texans defense, the pressure is about to skyrocket. If that actually happens and Mendoza balls out against an elite defense, will the front office have the guts to buck the hierarchy and hand the keys to the kid? Or are we going to watch the veteran hold on to the spot purely on grit and experience? Hold tight, because what comes next completely flips this conversation. But hold up, because what comes next changes everything. Fernando Mendoza's debut didn't just turn heads because of the numbers. 10 completions on 16 attempts for 97 yards and a touchdown, but mostly because of what went down off the gridiron. The backstage climate in Las Vegas is thick enough to cut with a knife, and the post-game quotes put a wild dynamic between the old guard and the new blood on full blast. When asked about his first real taste of an NFL field, the young quarterback poured his heart out. According to reports, Mendoza admitted he felt the fast pace early on, fueled by massive expectations and pure adrenaline, but made sure to credit his teammates who protected him and helped slow the game down. He swore the experience wasn't overwhelming and that he kept his head right to process the plays. So far, so good, standard down-to-earth rookie talk. But the real suspense starts when the press digs to find out what kind of relationship the rookie has with the veteran Kirk Cousins. And Cousins' answer caught everyone off guard. The veteran was short, blunt, and surprisingly distant. No BS, Cousins dropped the bomb. "I pretty much left him alone. I don't give him advice. I don't pull him aside and say, 'Come hear my wisdom.' I think he's a pretty smart and mature player and person. If I'm going to get in the way of something, I don't want to get in his way. Full stop." Is that a mature mentor's vibe, respecting a teammate's space, or a low-key sign of silent rivalry inside the locker room? How is the team's starting quarterback not pulling the 2026 rookie aside to drop some NFL knowledge? There are heavy rumors that behind closed doors, the quarterback battle is anything but friendly. It's every man for himself in the race for the QB1 spot. While some analysts argue Cousins is right not to overload the young prodigy's mind, harsher critics ask, where is the locker room leadership the Raiders desperately need? If the ship starts sinking early on and fan pressure mounts, this supposed healthy autonomy could turn into a dangerous fracture between the guys backing the veteran and the ones who want the rookie on the field. Nobody's trying to state anything as 100% fact, but when the veteran himself says publicly he prefers to stay out of it and let the kid figure it out on his own, something doesn't smell right behind the scenes in Las Vegas. Is this lack of mentorship going to forge Mendoza's competitive edge, or is it going to cost our top draft asset dearly? And that's not even the half of it, because the Raiders' defensive overhaul is turning heads and sparking a heavy debate that goes way beyond the offense. After a frustrating past season, the front office decided to completely blow up the linebacker room. Heavy names like Elandon Roberts, Devin White, and Jamal Adams simply didn't get their contracts renewed. Adams and White flew away to other spots early in the offseason, but the Elandon Roberts saga took a little longer to wrap up. According to reports confirmed by Adam Schefter, Roberts' wait is over. He signed a deal to return to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And is there any better irony than that? In Pittsburgh, he's reuniting with none other than the former Raiders defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham. For anyone who forgets, Roberts is that hard-nosed run stopper, tough as nails, but a huge liability in pass coverage at this stage of his career. Seeing a former starter walk and find a home under an old acquaintance raises that classic question. Did we let a veteran leader slip away for nothing, or did the coaching staff do the right thing by clearing the path for a deep revamp? The answer to that question seems to be living right inside training camp, where the makeover started paying off in a massive way. To patch the hole and modernize the unit, the Raiders spent big in free agency to bring in fresh blood, signing Quay Walker, and most importantly, Nakobe Dean. And this is where things get wild. NFL analyst and former player Bucky Brooks checked out Raiders practices and left completely blown away by Nakobe Dean's impact. According to Brooks' reports, bringing in Dean didn't just fix a chronic weakness at middle linebacker, it instantly filled the leadership void that defense was missing. Even without massive height, Dean turned into the new king of the jungle for the Vegas defense. He runs the group with an uncompromising attitude, demanding max intensity and accountability from absolutely everyone on the field, including, our untouchable Max Crosby. Think about that for a second. Max Crosby has always been the undisputed boss of the defensive locker room. Suddenly, a newcomer rolls in calling out everybody, taking charge, setting coverages, and dictating the tempo with wild ferocity. Is that the ultimate recipe for an aggressive defense that's going to terrorize opponents, or a powder keg ready to blow with bruised egos? There's talk that the partnership between Crosby and Dean is working out in practice, but fans are already torn between hyping the team's tough new identity and stressing that too much heavy-handed leadership could cause internal drama before the regular season even starts. The truth nobody wants to admit is that the Raiders stepped into completely uncharted territory. Between veterans holding their ground with a death grip, hungry rookies wanting snaps, and a defense totally reshaped by tough leaders like Nakobe Dean, the heat on Klint Kubiak is absolute. Every choice made right now is going to carry double the weight when the regular season rolls around. Are we watching the birth of a winning, ruthless franchise or the setup for a backstage meltdown? Now I want to hear from you. Is this drastic overhaul going to take us to the top, or is it going to backfire way too soon? Hit that like, subscribe to the channel, and drop your thoughts because I want to see the comments section catch fire.